are you? Today we have the second lecture about areas under the curve, between the curve. Remember, the basic rule is how to integrate. That's the most important thing. Now, we have two examples here. This is a little different from the one before. It's just an area between lines, between curves. Okay, so today I'm going to do 3 examples. Tomorrow and after tomorrow, we will do more examples. So, step number 1 is to make sure that you really understand what's going on. So let me tell you the steps. I'm having here an area bounded between 3 lines. One line has an equation 4 minus x. One line is called 3y equals x. I can divide by 3, then y equals x over 3. You gotta make sure that's only y, only y. This is some kind of another secret, and there's a reason for that. If you keep it only y, and this line, this is equation, while this line passes through the origin, it's y equals 3x. How can I find the area? You can tell that the area, there are 2 areas. One of them, let me call it A1, one of them is A2. So I want you to focus on that area. Look at it carefully. It's bounded between 2 curves, 2 graphs, 2 straight lines, has 2 equations, this one and this one, from 0 until that point. Now I need to find that point, which I don't know. So this point comes from the intersection of what? From 2 straight lines. This straight line and this straight line. So how can I solve this simultaneously? That straight line has this equation. And this straight line has this equation. And as you can see, you can solve them simultaneously. How? 3x equals 4 minus x. Put the x in here. 4x equals 4 and x equals 1. So for sure this point is 1. Alright? This is something important you know. We can do the same thing with that point. How can I find the code here? Could it be 2 or 4 or 4.1? I don't know. What do? We look at the equation of this line, which is y equals 4 minus x. We look at the equation of this line, which is 3y, but we reverse it, we rearrange it. Y equals, equate them, equal them. You can cross multiply, or you can take the x over there, whatever you wish. 3 times 4 is 12 minus 3x equals x. Take the 3 over there. And 12 equals 4x. You're lucky man, over 4, x equals 3. So, you're having 2 bounded areas. This area 1 and that's area 2. Alright? Let's do each one separate integration. I need to clean the blue stuff I wrote. You need to know how to do it. That's your responsibility. In order to find the point of intersection, you need to do that. You could stop at it and review it again. Now, if I'm looking for area 1, it's the integration from 0 to 1. Who's above the other one? This one has a bigger area under, so that's above, 3x. Who's below it? That one, which has this equation, that one, minus x over 3, dx. What is 3 minus 1/3? 2 and 2/3. What is 2 and 1/3? It's 6 and 1/7. 3 by 2, 6, and 1/7 over 3, x. If you have a problem and you're not sure, use your calculator. Say 3 minus 1/3. It's 2 and 2/3. I made a mistake. Why? Because I'm overconfident. 3 minus 1/3 means 2 and 2/3. 3 by 2, 6, and 2 plus 2, 8 over 3. See, I told you. Overconfidence is not good. So double check your work. You have enough time for assignment. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's integrate that. 8 over 3 x squared over 2 from 0 until 1. 0 until 1. 0 until 1. So what's area 1? If you plug in this number in there, for sure you're going to say 4, 1 squared over 3 minus 4, 0 squared over what? 3. Why 4? 2 by 1 by 1 is 4. When you do that, I actually did it to save some time. My answer is 4 over 3. It's true. So your area of that one is 4/3. 1 and 1/3. Leave it. You don't have to break it down. How about the other area? Which one? The one we did write in black. Let's call it area 2. That was what? Area 1. Area 2 is this much. and its integration from 1 to 3. That's your lower limit up to your upper limit. Which is on the top? That one. It's bounded between 4 minus x. Which one below? This one. What's its equation? X over 3. All right? All of that dx. Let's simplify it further. 4 minus x over 3, which is simply 1 minus 1/3, 1 and 1/3. 3 by 1, 4. Is a 4 minus 4 over 3x from 1 to 3 dx. Am I ready to integrate? Sure. What is the answer? The integration of that 4x minus 4 over 3x squared over 2. All of it from 1 to 3. I changed the color so you can see it better. All right? Now, you can show me the working out and after that step, or you simply can use your calculator. I use my calculator and I got an answer of 8 over 3. Now, that's the first area, second area. So what is the final answer? The total area is the first region plus the second region. It's 12 over 3, which is what? 4 unit squared. So sometimes some people see areas a different way. How you see it, how you do it, it's up to you. Some people think about it differently. I don't want to confuse you, but this is straightforward. It's in your lecture notes and use it and look around. All right, I'm not going to wait more than that because you can stop it and you can study it as at your ease. All right, and if you do have any question, please do them tonight. See it. And if you have any question, you can ask any question by tomorrow in the class. Class means during my lecture note. We have a class tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, and we have another 3 classes on Thursday. And you have an assignment due, I believe, Saturday. So watch out the deadlines. Anyway, let's look at the second equation or the second curve. I'm looking for area bounded, or let me write the question simply. Find enclosed area, or I can say shaded area between the 2 curves. I have their equations, okay, and from x equals 0 from here all the way. I did not stop here, I stopped until 4 to x equals 4. The game is to read the English properly. The game is to double check that the limits are clear. I could say until 2. I could say from 1 from here. But I simply made it 2 separate areas. Now, what do you have here? If you shade the area, you will be given the sketch, so don't worry about it. But you have to think about from where to where. This is your baby. You have to know from here to here. The region I have 2 regions. One of them is called A1, and that little A2. This is a little bit different, but the same strategy. If I want to find the area 1, I'm going to go from 0 until, I don't know this. So you better stop. Find the point of section. I have to. To find the point of the section, between any 2 curves, it doesn't matter, quadratic with quadratic, quadratic with linear, or like the example before, linear with linear. It doesn't matter. You have the skills. So the first one is y equals x squared plus 4x plus 2. We can have x cubed, we can have square root, we can have anything. And the other equation is what? 2 plus x. Where is it? Here. This is the equation of the straight line. And the equation of the quadratic curve opens down. And I made a mistake. Guess why? Because I said open down, I realized there's a minus. I'm correct, but here I forgot. See, stupid mistakes can screw up your question. So let's put them in one side. X squared negative, put it there. This is the equal. This is your bridge. 4x, put it there. 2. The 2 here will stay. And this x will stay. All of this equal to 0. Can I simplify this further? Yes, why not? X squared minus 4 plus 1. Plus 2 minus 2, thank you very much. I could put equal 0, I could put equal 0, I can go to my calculator, I can factorize, do whatever it takes. Whatever skill you know, use it. Either x equals 0, that's a root, or x minus 3 equals 0, which x equals 3. Uh-oh. I know that one of the point intersection is this 0, which I already know, but this point, it happens to be 3. Don't think about it, yeah, this is 1, 2, must be 3. Don't do that. This is, don't say if this is 4, this could be 3.5, could be 2.5. Don't, it's not to scale. This sketch in front of you, not to scale. Or it helps you to see what's up, what's down, what's up, what's down. It doesn't tell you what to do, what other thing to do. Are we working out? If you don't get that one, you can stop my video, review it, check it out, and then see what's going on. I'm going to clean it. So, gentlemen, ladies, I'm going to go from 0 to 3, that area 1. And who's at the top? The quadratic. So I'm going to take the quadratic first. Minus whoever is below the straight line. See, that's below. From here to here, this is on the top, this is at the bottom. The equation on the bottom is 2 plus x. So I am having what? I'm having this much. I have to integrate. Don't use a calculator. Don't try to shortcuts, no. Expand the bracket. Minus x squared plus 4x plus, I forgot my 2. Minus times plus, minus 2, bye-bye. Minus times plus, minus x. Can I simplify further? Sure. Minus x squared cannot be simple, but 4x and minus x. I am ready, ladies and gentlemen. I am ready. Ready for what? To integrate. I have to show the working out. You cannot use you can use a calculator to check your work, but you can't use a calculator to give me the answer. That will be like taking a couple of marks out of 10. Minus x3 over 3 plus 3x squared over squared divided from 0 to 3. Now, we got used to substitute the 3 first minus the 0 second. But if you wish, I don't mind if you give me an answer. I have, oh, I'm sorry, I was out half an hour ago. Throw them away, خلاص. You have to do some connections about the Eid. You cannot just say, I'm not going to make Eid. So, when you do all of that, it has an answer 3 over 2. 9 over 2. See, I solved it. I work like you. So the answer for this, 9 over 2 unit squared. All right? If you've done the same strategy, I will give you full mark. If you miss this, half mark will go. If you write more, that's good. You show me you're working out. So what you do actually, you will have to substitute the 3 first. Then you will have to substitute the 0. And then the difference is that. So what I did in the calculator, I went to my calculator. I did not use this. I did not use second line. Actually, I went for this. I put that one. Minus alpha, shift alpha squared, plus 3 alpha bracket, close the bracket. Press will come here, press will come here, and press, the cursor will come there. Put an equal, ta-da, that's what you get. Practice with this, and if you get any problem, please bring your calculator tomorrow and ask me as much as you want. If you don't do that, I'm assuming you really understand everything, which I think it's easy, but it is your responsibility to double check. You can call me, we can have an interview, we can meet, and we can talk. Don't feel bad. Your assignment is 25%. It's not worth to waste it, haram. It's very easy. So, ladies and gentlemen, my second region, it can go all the way, but I stopped it here from 3 to 4. So I'm going to go from 3 to 4, all right? Who's on the top from here to here? The straight line. What is its equation? 2 plus x. Wow. Who's at the bottom? The curve, this one, whose equation is minus x squared plus 4x plus 2. This is the most important thing. You've got to decide who's in the top, who's in the bottom, from where to where. You cannot do the equation like that. From 0 to 4, yalla, let me do it. No, 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 no. Whenever there's a point of intersection, you have to stop your integral. Start another integral. Do you understand? That's why reading your lecture note, it's helpful. Let's simplify this further before I integrate. 2 plus x, 2 minus minus 2, bye-bye. X minus plus 4x, 5x. Minus minus plus x squared. Can I do it here? I'm good. I'm responsible. If I made a mistake, it's my problem. You don't do that mistake. 3 to 4. Can I integrate that? Sure. 5x squared over 2 plus x cubed over 3 from 3 to 4. And don't you dare say, wow, it's the same as here. Look, don't say that. It's very close but opposite. Don't. I know there are some relation, but don't think about that. Just do it slowly. Find your answer. يعطيك العافية. All right. The answer for that, I did it yesterday night, and it is 11 over 6. So if I'm wrong, you can say that. But I hope I'm not wrong. I hope. So now the total area for this and that. Total shaded area. It's the first one plus the second one. 9 over 2 plus 11 over 6 times 2 times 2, 18, 18 and 11 is 29 over. Let's do it again. This is times 3. This is times 3. 27 plus 11, 38 over 6. Oh, over 2, 19 over 3. You may round it if you wish, not necessary. 6.33 unit squared. That's the total area. You can double check that with your calculator. Always, always double check your answers. You think you're right. You cover it from somewhere. You look at your note. Don't. Try to double check your notes. You never know. Okay, I'm going to end up with giving you one more example. This example, it's in your notes. This has already been done together. And I went here, so I'm going to clean there first. Take your time. I'm not cleaning very fast, but don't forget you can pause my answer. Stop whatever you want, think about it, and the video is running. I'm going to give you 2 examples. They are related. The idea of these 2 examples is to think which way I should do it. That's a smart idea. So this example, you have it in your notes. This is called square root function. And there is a line covering that way. The equation of that line, y equals x minus 6. The equation of that function, by the way, I can put f of x. I can put here g of x. As far as this is x and this is y. It doesn't matter what you call it. I can have the same function drawn. Sometimes you want to be creative, you've got to think. This is called f of x. Also square of x. But this time, I want to do it that way. The equation of this line is going to be the same. No, you can't have it. But y equals 6 minus x. So the idea is very clear. What is the question in both cases? I can call this 3, this 4, but I probably can't solve, or maybe I will not solve both. I want to focus on how can I handle it. I'm looking for the area. This area is bounded between that function, this function, and the x-axis. I'm looking here for that area. And this area, it's surrounded, bounded, enclosed. 3 words you may hear at any time. The square root function. I can call this g, I can call it y, it doesn't matter because this is y as well, on this y-axis. And this straight line and the x-axis. In there, anybody can see it. You've got to find this point. You have 2 areas split. In here, You have to find it. And I don't know what is this answer. But the game is what? How can I see it? Can I find this area first? This is the thinking thing that you need. Should I find the area, all of it? Let's call this point W. I haven't found it yet. And then subtract from it this area of the triangle. Yes, you can. Or, if I'm smart, should I find this area first? So I have to know this point, that point. Let's call this point M. And then, from here to here, W, find the big area under that line, minus the area under that, and you will get this one. I would go for that, because this takes more time. But you can do both. And the beautiful thing is to double check. But if I have a question like that, that's a little stupid. Let me call this point G. I can find the area here, from here until G. Add for it the area here. And guess what? That's a simple right angle triangle. Half the base times the height. Wow! I can use this rule that I took in Math 1. But you forgot. No, you shouldn't. You should keep this thing in mind. I can do the same thing here. Half the base times the height. Why not? So simply, I will find the whole area here minus that thing. I will end up with what? With this one. That one good, but you need to be careful about lots of things. So I'm going to do the easy way so people try to get used to it. So your turn is to think, and then decide. You don't all have to do the same thing. Be careful. So what can I do with that question? First of all, this is my baby. I call it W. So let me find out how can I find W. This point of the section, square of x equals 6 minus x. Sorry, x minus x. So what should I do here? I need to solve it. In order to solve it, I have to square both sides. This is the trick you should know. When you square the square root, it will go. When you square that, you should expand the bracket. Some people do not know how to do it, so be careful that you write it like this. If you know a rule, apply it properly. If you don't know the rule, play it safe. Play it safe. So, x equals x squared minus 6x minus 6x plus 36. Bring this one over there. X squared minus 12 minus 1 minus 13x plus 36 equals 0. If you are a little chicken about solving this by using factorization, you probably can go and do it by calculator. You will have two answers. You will have x equals 4, and I believe I have x equals 9. I want to double check, because sometimes I am dreaming when I do things. Shift 5, 3. Let me enter the numbers. 1 equal minus 13 equal minus, لا مش minus, plus 36. I have 9, I have 4, no problem. Now, gentlemen, is this 9 or 4? I don't know. You know who decides? This little bugger. So let's go for it. How can I find the point that crosses the x-axis? So at M, okay, at the point M, you cross the x-axis. And what do we say? Y equals 0. Take this equation, plug for the G0, x minus 6, take the 6 over here. Oh, so this M is a 6, and this W can never be 4. Got it? Haha. So now, gentlemen, I have the equation of this line, whose g of x equals x minus 6. All right? I don't want to have it outside here. But this is wrong, because 4 is here somewhere here, 4. Could be down, could be up. You got to know this. You knew how to do it. I'm going to clean it now. Now I can solve my question. Why don't I first find the area, this one. Small sketch will make me a happy man. This is W equals 9. I need to find all that area. So that's easy, because the area here is what? Is the square root of x. All of it. From 0 to 9 dx. I can put it as x to the power half. And the integration of that is what? X to the power half plus 1, 3 over 2, over 3 over 2, from 0 to 4 to 9. Clear? Am I clear for that? Yes, I'm clear. The answer with my calculator, it's a 5.33. But how about this area? Think about it. You are going from 6 to 9. So what is the length of the base? Exactly 3. You're right. What is the length of the height? I don't know. I can take the 9, plug it here. Either under this or under that. Square root of 9 is 3. So this is 3. Or 9 minus 6 is also 3. So the height has a 3. This is a 3. It means it will give you the height. So the area of this triangle is what? Half times the base times the height. Half times 3 times 3, which is 4.5. Wow. Wow. No, I'm wrong. Am I wrong or right? Let me double check. No, I am right. I thought I was looking at the other question. So you have that area, everything under the curve. Take away this. Let's see what's the answer. So the final answer, the shaded area, is 5.33 minus 4.5, and the answer is 0.833 units squared. How would you study more? Just simply look them up, do them again, rewrite them, try to rationalize. All right, gentlemen? Last idea, I'm not going to discuss that because that idea is straightforward, but I wanted to tell you that this is not tricky as much as this one. Because you're having two areas. One area is this, which is square of x from 0 to, and what is that? We said, let's find out. Remember that one? Let's solve them. How do we solve them? We square both sides. What happens? This is 4, and this will be 6. I've done that. I hope somebody tell me I'm wrong. Just write to me. From 0 to 4, we can find this area. All right? And the answer for this, it will be 5.33. If you find the area of that, from 4 to 6. So area is half times 2. The height is how much? Also 2. Wow. So the final answer is how much? It's basically 2. See, when you don't think, you have to look it up. The final answer now, once you've got that one, do we subtract them or we add them? We have to add them because this plus that. So the final answer, this has got nothing to do with that. It's 5.33 plus 2, which is 7.33 units squared. Now some people say, why the hell you have to add here, while over there you have to subtract? Think about it. In here, we have to take the whole area, take away this, chop it, that we have to subtract. And here, we take this separately, we can integrate if you want, but it's very stupid. Think about it. Then we add them up. And that's where we summarize areas under the curve or areas between two curves. I believe if you review those two, You can take a quiz now, or you can take actually an assignment. So be prepared. By Thursday, you're having one. All right? Have a nice day.